Hey guys, we got another one here. We're talking to Bando and Pops again, helping lead the conversation here. As I've not actually got to formally meet you in person, do you care to introduce yourself to the audience a little bit?
For sure. My name is Matthew Bando. I'm the team captain of Bondo International. I come from Austin, Texas. I'm 22 years old, and I've been playing SpeedQB for about 9 months now. I'm just hitting the 9 month mark.
Ooh, so you're relatively green into the game.
I sure am. I'm still very young compared to some of the veterans out there.
Well, I think a lot can happen in a short amount of time. It's really the amount of hours that you're willing to dedicate into it, because I think there's people that, have played for X amount of years, but they're like a weekend warrior and don't play very often, so they don't have those hours racked up like some of that can be 9 months in, and they're like, oh yeah, I've been playing twice as long as you as far as in-game hours, and that's what matters, right? When we're talking about skills in-game hours.
Absolutely. It's all about effort and work, and even mentality. I think SpeedQB requires emotional, mental, and physical, attributes to be successful.
Couldn't agree more. I think the HTK Winter Series that we're getting ready to lead into, I think, is a huge opportunity for people to show not just one of those attributes, but like all three intertwined together rather than just separate. So, Pops, would you care to maybe elaborate on that in a moment? But I'd like to know how you guys came to know each other. I feel like there's probably some sort of story there.
Do you want to tell the Pops?
No, go ahead. Go
Did
ahead.
I
You got it.
what did I get myself into here?
um, so if you were to go back to the first time me and Pops ran into each other, it was the practice day before the Texas Regional, and we were there the day before to practice. Now the thing is, the only time we had seen Elite was on Instagram, winning NSL, winning SpeedQB, and we knew who the heavy hitters were that tournament, and it was HSA, Elite, Murder Inc., and SYG.
That's a
We
stacked
knew
tournament.
Elite was a big lineup. It was an awesome lineup. But if you were to put roadblocks in front of us, depending on size, Elite had to be our second, first biggest roadblock, biggest thing to look out for. And so when they came to the practice, we knew it was the real deal. We knew it was like, this is where we find out if we made a mistake or not. So we go to practice against them, and it is it's the biggest culture clash you've ever seen, because the Texas players are so used to playing these big bunkers, having these narrow gaps, and it's more of like a who can find who first type deal. As for Elite, coming from the East Coast, that's played a very well-reformed format and has really honed in their skills as players and as a squad. And so we were going back and forth, dunking on each other and getting these wild plays.
Yeah.
And it's when Shorty vaulted the tower on our home player, and he got all pissed off and everything. We were like, all right, we're done with practice tonight.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Practice?
That was practice.
Oh my god.
That was practice, and we were just macking each other up.
Yeah, it was. Hey man, you get two heavy hitters or four or five in the same room, and there wasn't a whole lot of So one thing about Elite is you'll never see us online, or we don't show videos that degrade people. We don't. It's a big deal. I want to grow the sport, so I never want to put something out there that hurts someone as their character. Now, what I will say is we will show you get dunked on. So we don't talk. We let the weapons play the game. And that day, I had to back my guys off from mouthing. Like it was pretty chirpy and on literally a practice at like 5:30. Yo, we have
Zero
a
chill.
long day tomorrow. Let's chill out,
Yes.
you know. But that was our first meeting together. So, and it was an honor. Like, you came up and said, I've followed you guys on Instagram, and it's awesome you're here, and just so respectful. And that's the bond, right? Like, and that's airsoft, and that's what anybody who we've interviewed as been part of the growth of this sport. And Caleb, you can see this. We didn't know each other before airsoft. We've played against each other, and now we're doing really cool, fun winter series together. And we want to grow the sport, but hey, man, we're athletes. I might not be as good of an athlete.
Like the right half of this this TV screen is athletes. I don't consider myself under that category.
So basically, like, we want it to be a growth thing. But man, it was our first experience together was heated, but in a positive way,
A very positive way. We walked away with a lot of respect from that.
Yeah. And you won MVP that weekend, so that was awesome.
Yeah, I sure did.
That is pretty sick, man.
Yeah. So he says he's only played 9 months, but tell us a little more about your background there, buddy.
Yeah, the MVP ring. So right next to it actually is my 2020 World Cup ring in paintball. And that is my background. So I originally came up out of Texas playing with Paintball Fit. I wasn't playing with the Paintball Fit team. I was out of their camp. I actually played with a team called Shut Up We're Trying. And throughout that time, I grew really close to a brand called Violence. You guys have no idea who they are. And so they really took me under the wing, and they really not only showed me a lot of content to help grow my brain and teach me more of the game than just shooting someone, but man, dude, I took my senior pictures wearing Violence gear. And so through all that, I just learned the structure of a team, right? Breaking bread, making it to Sunday practice, traveling for what seems like days all across the country and things like that. And so I did that for about 2 years, and then it just got too expensive for me. And then that's when Airsoft came across. And so I really relate myself to a lot of what other SpeedQB players have, is when they went to go play Airsoft, they're playing in paintball gear. And it was just out of their choosing. It wasn't any like, oh, Milsim, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I came from Milsim. That's where I first started. And then over time, integrated the paintball stuff, and I think that's a huge part of my play style and a huge part of my style and technique is the paintball side of me. I was even in I was in Cali at the championships, and I was playing a 1v4, literally having my gun shooting a lane, and as I was shooting, I was pulling out a mag back in and kept shooting, and everyone was like, that guy's a freaking paintball player. That guy plays paintball.
Yeah, just laying heavy lines, just trying to hold down the lanes. I mean, a 1v4 situation is no joke. Like, I mean, you're holding your own if you can hold off a 1v4. That's pretty insane. Can you tell us, because it sounds like you guys met on the Texas scene, and it's one of the places I've wanted to get to. It's on my bucket list to get out there, but like, I don't know like how old the scene is there, like what's going on. I've only gotten to see what SpeedQB has done since they came out there, which is like super hype videos. I mean, you guys were talking about the practice, but like the video, I'm sure it doesn't perfectly encapsulate it, but from a perspective of not being there, I was like, oh, this place is awesome. I got to get there. So can you tell me what a little bit of the play style is like for your community?
Man, it's diverse. It's very diverse. You have teams that are, uber aggressive. They get a first kill off the side and they push that side heavily. And so you're kind of able to predict their next moves and where the game's going. But then you have your teams with these amazing gunfighters as back players and just people you do not want to mess with, right? And so if you don't have a good idea of each team you're going up against, those first couple rounds will be rough, but every team has their weakness and every team can be beat at some point. And so that's what I like about Texas is we're able to play that stupid aggressive East Coast style. Not reckless, but very calculated aggressiveness. But at the same time, we can also play against that defensive back player that you find from California and, how to take apart a cross up between the back towers, and how to progress up the field while being laned. And so when you come to Texas, it's still very young, right? Awaken was the very first step in the door for SpeedQB in Texas. Now, luckily, Texas has been amazing with supporting it and trying to push it. I mean, Sam has just been at the forefront of SpeedQB for Texas. He is Mr. SpeedQB for Texas. And he's done an amazing job. He just ordered, I don't want to say how much money, but definitely more than I'll see for the next couple of years in materials for his field. And Pops, I heard he was working with you. He was getting some inspiration from you.
That was my fault.
No, it's not your fault at all. Sam is so dedicated for meeting, again, the standard you guys have made. And, it's awesome to see everyone moving forward. And that's what warms the heart.
Well, I tried to give him some design options for his field that helped his goals and what he wanted to do. So I gave him some construction tricks on how to make sure everything stayed in,
Well, we might have lost you a little bit there, Pops. You might have to reiterate that answer when you come back. Let's just Bando while he's trying to
but yeah,
while he's sorting out his connection issue, I think something that we wanted to. Okay, it sounds like you might be back, Pops. Can you?
Yeah,
there he is.
I think so.
Switched Wi-Fi's on you.
Okay.
So I got to work with him on a little bit of design. I don't know.
Well, Pops,
can
you you iterate maybe a little bit because you've played there and you know what they have and their play styles from your travel there. What should he be aware of on this field? What should he be prepared to soak in when he comes in? Because in my mind, the first thing that always comes across the board is width of the field to everyone.
Yeah, the HTK field, you better be in shape, right? Like running shape, sprinting shape, sliding shape. This field is massive, and we designed a field on the third story. I want to film people when they walk in the door because it's that crazy. Caleb, you do it every day, right? And you're still like walk in the door and you're like, holy crap, like what we pulled off. And the amount of time we did based on our goals for the series and the future, it's insane. And I'm excited to get people on the field and just see the quality that we've put into the future of the sport. And it's not even my field. It's just I had the opportunity to work with Jason, and he gave me the green light. I'm honored to be able to do it. My team, my construction team, went up there, and everybody saw the video. I think we have over 17,000 views right now. That Speed released, which is crazy. It's awesome. That's humbling. On the same, it's wild. But we showed up almost at midnight. You know, the next day we cranked it from 8 o'clock till 5:30, and we didn't stop. We stopped for a couple bites to eat, and my team went crazy in there. You know, Revelation was there, Jason was there, his family was there. It was a full team effort. And to see it now, like, honestly, I get emotional about it because we have changed the sport in one field. And I hope it's a new standard. I hope people look at it and go, holy crap, this is what an airsoft field could be. Not everybody has to wear iPro. You don't have to, like, as a kid or a mom or a dad, have to have goggles on to protect your face. You don't have that anymore. This is hopefully going to be the new gold standard.
Yeah, because parents, they just want to watch their kid play. The reason they don't play is because they don't want to get shot. So if
I didn't have that choice, I had to play. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but you'd rather be on the field than behind a
I was forced
plexi.
to play, I promise. So. Yeah, no, I love the sport. It's a lot of fun, man. I love the competition side. I don't honestly, I don't love like open play stuff. I love full battles, full heated, talk a little bit of smack, and then have a beer and a burger afterwards. Like that's a sport. Literally, Bondo and I laugh all the time. I feel like he's a child of mine because I treat him like one.
He sure does.
but his growth is cool for me. Like, it's the competition side to see how passionate he is about the sport. And Bacon earlier was the same, and just all these guys are fascinating to me. And not everybody has like this crazy competitive background. I mean, I do. I played sports all my life. That was my whole life. That's, how I got out of, the situation I was in. I went to college basically on a full ride. So to do my job, and that was to be an athlete. So this is just the extension, and I wanted to be right there by my son and, have a lot of fun doing it. So that's one thing I will say. You have to have fun in this sport. Otherwise it'll eat you alive.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So
mic drop.
and that's what I love about, and the reason I wanted to have Bondo on here is, I love hearing the stories about his background and the talent his education from others who've supported him. And that's the sport. It's like, I always say airsofters is just weird, man. Like there's a bunch of weirdos in airsoft, but the competitive side, you can still be weird, but you're an athlete, I mean, and I respect that. So yeah, it's fun. I'm, just honored he was able to sit down with us today and talk about our series.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, so I do want to end off with like one last question. How many guys you bringing out, and what do you personally run? And that can slightly be different, so I'll just ask the third question as well. What gun are you running in the series?
So I have a total of 6 guys that I'm bringing out. Me being the oldest of 22 years old. The rest of them span from 15, 17, I think to 18. They're kids.
Make sure the parents sign their waiver before they come out.
They are. In fact, most of them will be coming too. And the guns I will be using, I will actually be circulating through 2 guns. This first one, completely inspired by Elite Airsoft themselves.
Ooh,
saw them come out with their Monk Customs guns, and I was like, I had to get one for me. And then, well, dang, Pop, should we tell them now? Or should we tell them to check out the Instagram after this?
Yeah, just follow Bondo and watch the Instagram.
Yeah,
something very cool is coming in today from Elite Airsoft. I think you guys will be very excited for it.
Hit us with your social media so we know how to follow up on that.
Yep. So if you just go on YouTube, if you just look up Bondo Airsoft, you'll find all my videos. And then, of course, my Instagram handle is Bondo _duh, as in DA _Don, DON. So Bondo the Don.
It's not the other name now, or did you change it back?
Hey, they don't know about that. They don't...
Man, it was just like two best friends just going off jokes back and forth, man. I can see you guys.
That's my dad when I travel, man.
Yeah.
I love Pops. He's awesome.
The thing is, you say that.
We had a lot of fun in Texas together, and yeah, I mean, I even talked to Paul at Violence. You know, kudos to those guys. They
Shout out, Paul.
Stepped up. Paul and his family of Violence are also going to be a big time sponsor for the event now. That was closed yesterday. Thank you so much to Paul. So the guys who are battling on the fields will get rewarded not only financially, but they will also get rewarded with product from Violence. So just wanted to announce that today.
Dude, I didn't even know about that. Oh my gosh.
That's huge.
Yeah, so but
awesome.
here's the reality. I wouldn't have had that opportunity if you and I didn't meet. If you did not, you know, get Shorty sponsored by Violence or Elite sponsored by Violence. We have it on our 2024 jerseys now. And that gave me the opportunity to work through you, to introduce myself to Paul. And man, he is a dime a dozen. The man is
real,
awesome.
Recognize real.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you know, he appreciates what I'm doing. I love what he's doing. We just really had an amazing last couple weeks conversations right over Christmas. We're both still working. I never stop working, it seems, but
ever.
You know, it's all
where you
for
at
the,
right
the
now?
Sport.
Where are you at right now?
Do you want to see what I'm working on? So
I do. I do.
So so I just built this.
Dang, man.
So that's my new custom closet.
Shout out renovation specialist.
So 3 drawer stacks in the center, new custom bed design. So never stop working, boys. So that was my last week. So yes, I am at my Florida house, but I never stop working. So
It's just
always cream of the crop, the best of the business. I don't spare a dime. I love what I do, so I just keep doing it.
and you'll see that when you come out to the field. I mean, just to make
So
full
excited.
circle.
Yeah, we need to like put up a hashtag or something like holy effing whatever. Like when people walk up, I want to record so many first moment surprises when they walk on the field, and I want it to be just like, are you freaking kidding me? And I hope people show up to all 4 events. We're putting out a lot of cash here. We're putting out a lot of prizes. I got stainless steel engraved cups, 5 per registration. Nobody else is doing that. The whole team gets one. If you want additional ones, we'll have them for sale. And like I said on my post, I wanted to pull out all the stops. If it doesn't work, it is what it is,
Who has tried? We know for the future.
I want to change the sport, and I think we're on the cusp, and Jason has allowed me to do it. So, and Caleb, you never stop working. You're always at the field. So it's a massive team effort. It's not about me. It's about the sport. It's about kids. It's about dads playing airsoft with their kids. I wanted to kind of joke when you said you're the oldest on your team, buddy. I know exactly how you feel. I was 45. I was touted last year as when we won NSL. It was like, holy shit, a dad and a bunch of kids just won NSL. And, I kind of took that a little too far. I was like, hey, don't worry about us. I'm just a dad with some kids, and then we won again. And then we won again. So
that's because you handed the flag off to Tech, though. He's a little bit faster.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that was the greatest line last year of all of airsoft. one of my players, Tech, came and grabbed the flag, and he was a lot faster. And so he slid back through Snake, ran it down, hung the flag. And the whole time, Caleb's like, well, that makes sense. Hand it to a faster runner. It's like, damn it, man. Like,
I saw that video. I remember that.
age here, you know? So, but man, it's, you know, we want to have a lot of fun, and that's important for me. That's only what this is about. It's about growing the sport and having fun. And, you know, the honor to get to do it with guys like yourselves is, you know, it's cool as shit for me. So take it as
Humbling, extremely.
Yeah.
Well, Bondo, I'm super excited. The event's coming up very fast. I hope you guys got all your stuff planned. And I want to see you guys play. I want to see what the Texas boys bring to the Midwest.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's I've never played in the Midwest before, and you know, when people ask how we play, the best answer I can give is violence. We're not sponsored for no reason. That's for dang sure.
Right on. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for giving us your time today to share with the audience, and hopefully you've been able to win them over a bit, and so that they're rooting for you in this 4-event series. So
I got friends all over. I got 2 really good ones in this call too. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you guys.
Pleasure's ours. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys out on the field.